Good evening, everyone. I'm Nathan. I'm here with my wonderful wife, Laura.
Hi.
Over there.
And as you can see, we have a lot of board games. So we are going to share with you in this video our whole board game and card game, to a lesser extent, collection. And boy, there's a lot of them. Like a lot. In fact, you may have seen in the title of this video that we have more than 220 different board games and card games.
Yes, I sometimes wonder, why don't we have enough space in the house for things? Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea why now.
This may be why. So we have a huge range of board games, from little kids games, because we do have kids for anyone who's new to the channel, right through to, I guess, collectible like Monopolies and things like that.
And then you come a couple of those newer ones like Carcassonne and more strategy-based modern sort of games.
As well as some very old games as well. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe. We have a lot of board game reviews. And if you've been here from the beginning, thank you very much. And we should get going, because otherwise this video is going to be super long.
Yeah, so I'm going to start. Well, how about Laura starts with this one?
Alright, so what you're seeing now on camera is really a small portion of what we've got. So first one up is Dark Shadows, which is indeed a very old game, and spoiler, if you haven't watched my favourite board game video, well, you should, but
of course.
This is my all-time favourite. So yes, it's based on the show, if anyone is wondering now.
And it's card-based.
Yeah, it is, but it is a board game, so... we don't have a lot of space where we are, so just forgive us if we're a bit awkward getting things on camera.
It's a Murphy game, it's Australian, and it's pretty much a get to the end game, but it actually has money in it too.
We've actually reviewed that one, so if you want to check that out, obviously you can. This one I think is a pretty
well-known one.
Well-known, yeah.
It's a sequel to Nightmare, the VHS game.
Yep, but it's on DVD.
Yeah, and the gatekeeper gives you instructions based on what's happening.
Good fun, but you need 3 players?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great Wally word search. It's Scrabble with a couple of extra rules. It's not fantastic. It's okay. We've reviewed it. Check it up on the channel.
Yeah, don't give away too much. We've actually reviewed, well, actually, I was going to say a lot of these, but no, it's a fairly small portion.
Rubik's Race. You make a small cube in the middle, and then you've got to move all your cubes to match the cube. We haven't played it.
Yeah, so you'll find that some of these will mention that we actually haven't played them at all. And it's only because we have so many, and some of these are new.
And they will be reviewed, I assume, at some point, I'm hoping.
Yes, so we have Quest, which is a Ravensburger game, which we have mentioned quite a bit on the channel. We quite like the quality of the Ravensburger
But this is one we actually haven't played yet.
No, I know, we've got like a new pile here that we've hit already. Another new one for us.
This one is actually quite good. I haven't played it before, but the box art is awful. That is one of the worst box art I've seen in the world. You're supposed to work together to get keys and get into the safe before the timer runs out, and it's hard-coded to be 30 minutes or less the game.
Yeah.
This is when the safe locks itself. So, cool concept. Haven't played it.
Yeah. We have... Oh, this one's probably going to be noisy when I turn it over. Yali, not 100% sure on that one, but...
It's a balance game. So basically the idea is to get your balls from one end to the other, and it's like a teeter-totter sort of thing.
Yeah, all about balancing it. So
we'll get to that one soon.
I was going to say, yeah, hopefully we'll do that soon.
Here's one that got water damage in the garage. It's Khufu. It's Atmosphere Khufu. It's a side game to Atmosphere. Same thing, DVD based. It's a mummy instead of some sort of
an Egyptian theme. Yeah, look, we've cleared one pile, and you can see this goes 3 layers back to our.
And there's more in our bedroom and garage too.
Yeah, like
Backstreet Boys Around the World game. I beat Laura in this last time I played.
You did. It's about trivia for the Backstreet Boys, who are a boy band for anyone who may not know.
And it's a pretty average romp.
I was a big fan of Backstreet Boys, which is why we have that.
Backstreet's back, alright.
Then we have Heroes in a Half Shell. So this is a card game for Ninja Turtles.
I haven't played this one, but apparently Laura played it when she was a young'un.
Yeah, so back when it was, well, I was going to say new, but almost new.
Oh yeah, Snakes and Ladders. This one is currently up on our channel as a review. It's just a fancy pants version of Snakes and Ladders with some questionable artwork.
Yeah. An adult version. Then we have the travel version of Downfall. We used to have the full-sized, but you weren't a big fan, so...
No, you had to get like the numbers down in the correct order, in the correct way, and I wasn't my fan, but I thought a small version, I'm sure we can swing that.
Yeah.
Outrage, Steal the Crown Jewels. It's actually a pretty neat game. Fairly complex though, and can go very long. It does have like real metal pieces though, like swords and jewels, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, quite nice quality as well. On the other end of the spectrum, we have just a giant Snakes and Ladders, which actually came in another board game that we bought.
Basically there's a game here, the book game for kids, which is a Bible-based game, and it came inside of it. So I assume, you know how like you read like a comic book inside like a Bible book back in school to get away with it? I assume that's what was happening there.
Maybe, yeah. So the book game for kids, it's very, very heavy. There's a lot of cards, I think, in there, isn't there?
It's like Snakes and Ladders, but a lot more irritating.
Yeah.
A lot more irritating. We played it the other day and we gave up.
Yeah.
Billionaire, I actually never played this, but Laura seems to think it's a very neat game.
Yeah, so I've had it my whole life. Not this version.
This one comes with a suitcase. You can get like a standard deck.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this plays a little bit differently as well. Someone can let me know, but I just had the normal card version.
Super add-ons. This is the weird one. You whack it in the middle of any sort of general Monopoly board, and it gives you a whole bunch of additional properties and cards and things to play.
Things to do in the game, yeah. So we haven't used this yet. This is a recent addition to our collection.
I'd be interested to put it into like a Monopoly Cheetah or Monopoly Pizza, something non-standard sort of gameplay.
See what happens. We have a lot of Monopolies coming in this video, so you'll see heaps of them.
Survey says... Have we done this particular electronic one or not? I can't remember.
I think no. So we have done some Family Feuds, but I think this is one of the ones we're yet to review.
It's Family Feud. It's electronic based. It's reasonable from what I can tell, but...
And I assume the host dates that for some people.
Oh, yeah.
I don't quite know.
Oh, wait, no.
Okay, you're going that way. Another heavy one.
Why do all the Bible games have to be so goddamn heavy?
Because they're all trivia based.
Oh. Yeah, this is one from the 80s. It's a... See, we're not religious.
No.
We just aren't. But
if that's for you, fine. Well, no trouble here, but just not for us.
I do find Bible-based games particularly alluring for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the cheesiness or what is it, but yeah.
I don't know. All right, we have a kids one, Mr. Bucket.
Stick your balls in my mouth for Mr. Bucket.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this is the original one. They actually re-released this recently, so you can actually go into any store and pick it up.
Yeah. It's one of those, noisy electronic kids games that are meant to get kids into board games without it being boring, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, he's dreamy. We've done this one on the channel too.
Yeah, we have.
Girl Talk Dateline. I had to repair this one. You plug a speaker in and there's a tape deck and yada, yada, yada. It's pretty hilarious. It
is pretty awesome. We've got another Girl Talk game, I think, somewhere. No, did we not? So, we actually did a board game collection video, 2 or 3 years ago, I'm thinking.
Something like that.
So if you were one of the people who maybe watched that, we've actually got rid of some of the games from that.
And replaced it with more.
Yeah, we downsized and then went back up well past where we were before, so yay!
Above and beyond. It's Donkey Kong.
Sure is.
It's based on the Donkey Kong arcade game. It is partially broken, the game. It's not very good.
Yeah, it looks cool though.
It looks cool.
Yeah. Then we have another new addition for our collection, Power Grab. We haven't even opened it.
Yeah, so I'd say, 90% of these games are from op shops and second-hand stores and garage sales and whatever. So.
Yeah, so if you're looking and thinking, wow, they've spent a lot of money, well, yeah, we have, but we certainly didn't buy them all brand new.
Cover Model, the International Model Search Game. This actually has real applications you can send in to apply to be a model.
Obviously going to be out of date by this point.
And it also comes with a reusable camera to take your photos. It's certainly one of the era.
Yes. This is one I grew up with, Alphabet Race. It's just about naming whatever category you get on the card with whatever letter you're up to on the board, but something I enjoyed as a kid.
And here's one that our eldest, who is 4 by the way, seems to be not quite keen on. Snardvark. Basically, the dice roll is his eyes. They spin every second.
They change colour for your playing piece, and then you've got to escape his tongue. We have Pac-Man. So this is kind of a maths card game, which kind of makes it sound boring, but we've done a review. It's
actually fairly good for what it is. It doesn't really need to be Pac-Man though.
No, we don't have the other actual Pac-Man board game.
Which is a pity because that one I think would be fun too.
Yeah. Next up is the Lord of the Rings card game. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but I actually haven't played this one. This is, I think I only got this last year, maybe?
See, the problem with a lot of these more, the Fantasy Flights and the other related brands like Z-Man, they're quite long.
Yeah.
You know, look, we've got a Harry Potter one over there, a card-based one that can take, you know,
We'll get to that.
an hour and a half. And here's a surprise one. So it's based off Home Improvement, the sitcom.
TV show, yeah.
You basically got to fill out like a shopping list of all the tools and things to build a project, and you get money. So it's sort of like a weird Monopoly hybrid.
It's actually quite a long game, but
Yeah.
I really like this.
Yeah,
So-
it's a quite nice.
yeah, 60 to 90 minutes it actually says
Yeah,
on the
so-
back there. Yeah. Alright, next up is another kids one, FISHIN Fun. You fish for things with a little fishing rod.
And each fish gives you a different value, and the magnetized fishing rods.
I find that this is just fun to fish and not actually kind of play
Yeah.
the board game, but that's just me. Then we have Dragon Chase, another recent one, but one we've played a lot with our kids.
Basically, you have to get your gem from one end to the other, but the dragon swings his head and can knock it off depending on what you roll.
Yeah.
So I like motorized ones, like games.
You do, don't you? Yeah, you're more interested in those
Hey,
than
guess
me.
who? Guess what?
Who? It's a classic. You got to have a Guess Who in your collection, right?
Yes. Oh, another one we reviewed. It's Connect 4 Advanced. It's Connect 4, but it's 3D. Surprisingly playable and a lot more trickier than you'd think it would be in the 3-dimension. Oh, more games.
Next is Labyrinth, so another Ravensburger one. This is quite a fun one, and it can be very tricky.
So basically, you have to like get all your treasures based on what cards you are. You slide the tiles in and off the board, and you have to try and make your way through the maze.
Yep. Alright, we have Count Dracula.
I like horror-based games. I think they're neat. This is basically Operation, but Dracula themed.
And as you can see, we spent $1. So.
$1 do.
We've been lucky. We found a lot of board games secondhand that are actually complete. So
Yeah. And we have the classic game Perfection. Still works. It still scares the bejeebers out of me when it comes up. So.
you can get some smaller versions of that too, can't
Oh,
you?
you can even get like third-party like knockoff ones.
Yeah.
Oh
we
yes,
have
Jumanji. So based off
Jumanji.
the classic Jumanji movie with Robin Williams.
Yes, not the new ones.
It's not actually a very fun game to play, from what I recall.
No, but you can buy proper replicas of the one from the movie now, which I think is pretty
very, very
awesome.
tempting.
Tell Nathan we should get one.
Here's one that I don't think anyone really knows of. It's The Weather Game by Parker Brothers. It's a
Not great.
It's a matching game, but it's also endorsed by TV weathermen Alan Wilkie and Brian Berry. Whoa!
Yeah. We have another one that's actually pretty fun, but we haven't reviewed yet, is The Grape Escape.
It's basically Mousetrap, but
With Play-Doh.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Alright, next we go down this pile.
I've never heard of this one before. It's Cluedo. It's just a bog standard one. Oh, it's upside down, but you get the idea.
Regular Cluedo.
Also called Clue in the US.
Yes, it's always been Cluedo here. We're from Australia, if you are new to the channel.
Here we have Lupin Chewy. It's a reskin of Lupin Louie.
Which we also have. I can actually see it from here.
Do we?
You guys can't see it on camera, but
Where
yeah,
is it?
it's over here.
Oh, yeah.
Nathan can't spot it, but I can.
Basically spins around, he tries and knocks stormtroopers off or something, I think.
Yeah.
Fraidy Cats. Oh, that's a big one. It's got the motorised mutt. I think you've got to go around the fence as a cat and not get knocked off by said motorised dog.
Yeah, very similar to Shark Chase.
Here's one that was actually surprisingly good as well, like the Home Improvement game. It's the Simpsons board game. We've done a review of it.
We sure
It's
have.
a mix of trivia and other sorts of mini games, I assume.
Yeah, there's lots of different parts. You assume you know.
I do know.
He knows. We've had that one for a long time.
Here's a recent edition, Finders Keepers. It's a memory-based game.
You can tell it's a bit vintage with the design of the box, I think.
Basically, you need to remember where each coin is, and then it sort of goes through the motions.
Yeah.
Not too bad. You played with your mum and you didn't mind it.
Yeah, it was good fun. Next, quite a chunky box. This one is Cluedo, the Great Museum Caper.
Now, I've played this, I think, once.
If you turn it around, it's got quite an interesting board. It's not a flat
Something
board.
about locks and finding things. I honestly can't remember much about it.
I think someone's got to be a spy or a thief. Someone's got to be...
Invisible thief.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, not one we've played often, usually because it's at the bottom of everything in our cupboard.
Oh, Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Dooby. Haunted House 3D game. It's a pretty neat one. It plays like the original... what is it? There's a game from like the 60s that plays similar to. There's all traps and you've got to set it up and it's very neat.
Fair enough. Another recent one that I actually got for Christmas last year is Smuggle. It's a card-based game where you have to try and smuggle things past a customs officer.
And we found it didn't work quite as well as it should. But then again, you know, I basically broke it by saying, accusing everyone of being chonky. Shark Chase. It's
yeah,
similar
there you
to Fraidy Cats. It's got a motorised shark. The last fish to get eaten wins.
Yep.
And it keeps them going around in circles. And
a fun one for like a family to play together, that one.
Yep.
Alright, then we have, not quite a Monopoly, it's Crayola Games Crayola-Opoly. As you can see, it's still in plastic. We haven't quite got to play that one yet.
So the board, you can see, is very similar to Monopoly. I actually saw one of these open the other day. I didn't tell Laura.
Oh, okay.
Out of curiosity.
Then we have, there we go, it is Lupin Louie.
It's the same as Lupin Chewie, just reskinned.
Yeah, it's just with, well, this was before Lupin Chewie.
And this is a re-release. The original one, I think, was Milton Bradley, or possibly Parker Brothers, back in the early 90s.
Would you say so? Then we have a backgammon set, a fairly nice one. I won't open that up because knowing my luck, yeah, I'll tip all the pieces out.
Backgammon. Oh, this is my favourite game. Oh, beautiful.
He's lying.
Join my team. Players have fun learning the positive actions and pitfalls that lead to work, team success, or disaster. This is the sort of thing that you'd play in like a workplace from like the 80s, and that thing is team building.
I feel like this is something you'd play in like high school in a class about business or something, you know, a high school business class or something.
There's a whole range of them by this Franklin Learning Systems.
Yeah, we haven't actually played that one yet, so.
I can't wait.
Then we have Lucky Ducks, the Sesame Street edition. You know, it's very much like those carnival games where you've got to pick a duck out of the water.
You like match the shape underneath.
Yeah.
They quack too.
They sure do. Alright, we've got a few Barbie games coming up next.
Barbie charms the world.
So this one you can actually use real Barbie dolls as your moving pieces,
which is cool.
if you want to. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And you collect these
You've got to get one charm from each location is the aim. Very cool game.
Yeah.
The Barbie board games have actually done surprisingly well considering the license, I think.
Yeah.
Considering some other ones we've got.
This one is just called Barbie, and I've had this since my childhood.
Barbie meets Ken in the game of their dreams.
Basically, Barbie goes shopping for everything she needs for a perfect date with Ken. I think we've reviewed...
I think we've done most of the Barbie games.
Actually, maybe not that one. I can't remember. We certainly have reviewed Barbie Dream Date
Come on, Barbie,
on the channel.
Let's go party.
And you're actually playing as Ken in this one, so a little bit different idea than some of the other Barbie games.
And like I said, it's not just to get to the end. All the Barbie games have something different in them, which I think is very unique.
There are a few more Barbie ones, but I can't reach them at the moment. So do you want to finish your pile, Nathan?
Oh, it's the mining game.
So this is one that we also haven't reviewed yet. It's from Murphy, so it's an Australian one.
Yep. You've got to get like gemstones and opals and things. I think it plays...
It's kind of the mining version of Squatter, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to describe it.
At some point, but we need to actually play it and get familiar with it.
Yeah, we've played it once, but because it is a little bit complicated, it's, you know, once is not enough.
Another new edition that we did play the other day, and we thought it was just fantastic.
On the Brink, so it's all about endangered species and trying to save them. Look, we'll do a review of that probably quite soon, so you'll see what we're talking about there.
We'll see.
Next up, you got to have one of these in your collection.
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee, just a normal version of Yahtzee.
Doesn't sound like the dice are in there though.
No, I think they're in the Yahtzee cup in our cupboard, wherever that's now gone. Alright, then we have Police Alert.
Another Australian game by Murphy.
One I don't really recall playing. I think we have, maybe, but...
I can't remember.
Or maybe we haven't, yeah. Like I said, there's a few that have sort of been bought, put in the cupboard, and then buried with other board games.
So it's not the primary one, but there's a Waddington Super Mario Brothers. Interesting concept.
It's a fairly small, compact box, as you can probably see.
You've got to break bricks to find things. It's a neat little one, better than just a track game, as they say.
It's different, I think, yeah, to a lot of other games. This one's fairly chunky. This is Stop Thief. Has the... Oh, we haven't got it around the right way, but it basically has that console that tells you, you know, where things are happening and moving to and all of that. Yeah,
so there you go.
Really neat, that one. And as you can see, relatively old.
Snapdragon. Think of Hungry Hippos, but more irritating.
Yeah, it's actually quite an awkward game. You've got to kind of swing these dragons around.
They sort of like latch on, but not all the time. So it's...
Doesn't always do what you're trying to get it to do, unfortunately.
One will probably not end up keeping up a review, I imagine.
Unless the kids love it. We have 13 Dead End Drive, another great 3D sort of board game.
With traps and things in it that you can sort of knock people off to try and get the fortune of... Who was the person?
I can't remember. This lady in the middle here. Yeah. We haven't reviewed that one, I don't think. Yet. I'm sure it'll be coming up at some point.
Pizzazz. It's a word-based game.
It's a timed game. You've got to name things starting with certain letters from different categories. You know, books, people,
You might have like
etc.
10, 15 seconds, and you can put down as many. You got to cover your whole.
Whole alphabet. Yeah, it's actually a really fun one. Some word games can be a bit dull, but that's not one of them.
Look, it's the White Unicorn.
The White Unicorn.
Yes, we've reviewed this one, and yes, it is a pretty cool one.
It's actually the first board game we reviewed way back when we started reviewing board games. So yeah,
Dream game. Check it out.
Really awesome game. Yeah.
Speaking of awesome games, Horror
House. A very noisy game.
Yeah, spooky sounds from the Death Head, which I think runs off like a mini record or something in there. The actual voice is powered by something strange. So very cool horror-based one. It's a pity so expensive these days.
Yeah, I agree. We're just lucky enough to have found one.
Pretty princess.
Yes, so another one from my childhood. You want to collect everything you need to become a princess. And...
This was the first game I played with you and your mum when I first met your mother.
Yeah, when we started dating. Yeah, good fun.
So there you go. Yeah, very nice. And it's been re-released several times too in different brands and things.
Yeah, if you're going to bring a man home to meet your mum, you got to make him play Pretty Princess for some reason.
That just sounds bonkers.
It does. This is one of your favourites, isn't it?
Yeah, we've reviewed this one. It's a track-based one where you've got to get to a score of 20 by landing on certain spaces, but every time you land in a blank space, you can put an additional card down there, which then every subsequent
you
time...
change the game by doing that.
Yeah, so it says it's different every time.
This is just a mini shoots and ladders or snakes and ladders type game. This came in like a little set from newspapers or something.
Like there was about 10 of them or 15.
Yeah, we do have a few of the others floating around somewhere.
Oh, another one, another horror-based one.
Yes, Game of Dracula.
This is a cool one. This one you've got to basically escape Dracula's castle.
Yeah.
As is missing the mask, unfortunately, but based on how Dracula moves and how you move, it's actually a very interesting and quite strategic game, especially when you've got more than 2 players. Yeah,
I agree. Then we have another one we haven't played, which is a pity, which is Scrabble Electronic with the Turbo Slam button in there. I don't really know anything about it, so I'm not going to pretend to explain it.
I think I got that for Laura as a gift at some point and forgot to give it to her, to be honest.
Yeah.
Speaking of slamming...
We have Splat.
Splatting bugs is where it's
Let us know in the comments if you know where that's from. So Splat, it's another Play-Doh sort of dough one where you get to splat other people.
You get 2 bugs to the end without getting splattered.
Alright, next up is not just Skippo, but Deluxe Skippo. So it just gives you a board to actually lay your cards out on.
I like Skippo. I think it's unnecessary to have this particular edition, but...
I actually prefer having it. It just keeps everything a bit neater.
It does get a bit higgledy-piggledy, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Home Alone, the game.
Yeah, so another one we have reviewed, obviously based on Home Alone, the first movie.
I like the artwork on this one.
And it's actually a pretty good game too.
Yeah. It plays similar to like the Great Museum Caper or 13 Day and Drive. You've got to like search for things and all that, so...
Next, we have another one that you have to have, Connect 4. I mean, I feel like a lot of people would have Connect 4.
Connect 4.
Yeah.
And here's I think it's quite a hard version of this game to find. So there's Trouble, but this is Double Trouble. It's got like a, almost like a figure 8 on the board.
Yeah, and it's got 2 of the, whatever the popping mechanism's called.
Yeah, I don't see this copy come up very often. It's not particularly great to play. I'd rather play the original one, but there you go.
Next we have, in fact, an official Play-Doh game. It is Toy Time Race Game. You've got to build, your little toys with little moulds out of Play-Doh. Race through. Another kids one, but, we do have 2 kits, so... I
found the instructions for that weren't very clearly explained, though.
No. Ooh, this is another great game. It's Payday. I mean, it sounds a little bit boring when you just explain it. You go through a month paying your bills and doing everyday things.
But you've also got to buy and sell businesses.
Yes, which makes it pretty exciting.
And we've noticed that almost every single version of Payday that comes out have different rules.
Ever so slightly something different about it. Like some has different mail that you can get and things like that. And yeah, just a few little differences.
This is a very nice game to look at. It's just so interesting, so many things happening.
Yeah, so this is Go for Broke, where you have to lose all of your money.
Yeah, so if you win money, that's not a good thing in this game. It's similar to, I think the Simpsons board game. There's lots of, little mini-games and things you can play to do so.
Yeah, so you've got, roulette, for example. There's stocks
and... horse racing and all that, so...
Next we have... Well, this is the second edition of the Logo board game, which is a quiz game about advertising and logos. We do have the...
Specifically Australia, because it's by Moose
Yes.
Toys.
We have also like kind of the spin-off, the best of
You
TV
also
and movies
you can
version.
tell the age because it's the old Moose logo.
Yeah.
So,
And then we also have the first edition of the Logo board game as well. I think there might be a third one now.
there's a Christmas version, or like
There's a Christmas one,
Yeah.
which we haven't got yet. I'd like to pick it up at some point.
Gee, look at him. He's doing sick burnouts on that chair. Go to the head of the class. It's the classic trivia game.
Sure.
Back from, I think, the 50s or 60s.
I personally have never played it, so...
That one's, I think, specifically Australian edition. Thank the Lord.
Fair enough. We have Uno Flip or Uno Flip. I think it's meant to be Uno, but I've always called it Uno. So this one has two-sided cards. You flip the deck and then you have to play with the cards, or the other side of the cards.
Speaking of pronunciations, I could have sworn there was an ad in Australia called Uno, and it was like a jingle.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. And then we also have, for some reason, this like the dog artist collection version.
It's a picture of the dogs, and I think there's a special rule in it. Maybe.
Yeah, but I don't really know. I don't remember picking that one up, I'll be honest.
Jeez, it was surprisingly heavy. It's AdMad, the old Channel 7 logo. It's a trivia game.
Yeah, using a VHS tape. This is one from my childhood. It's one of my favourites. Obviously, it's going to be outdated because it's trivia these days.
Outdated, and you also need a VHS player to play it. So.
Which we do have, so... well, we only have it because we have VHS games, pretty much.
Sorry. It plays like Ludo.
Yeah, except with cards rather than a die or a popper sort of thing like Trouble. Then we have Scrabble.
I don't like playing Scrabble that much because my mind doesn't work in very good ways with letters.
So we've just got the original. We did have Scrabble Trickster, but Nathan really, really hated it. So.
Yeah, it was basically, I already have enough trouble playing Scrabble as it is, and then you got cards like you lose your turn for 10 turns, or your points go to your opponent. So
now you can see the third row. That's the last row before the wall, but there's more that aren't on here as well.
Bargain Hunter.
Oh, that box is coming apart at the bottom.
It's pretty cool. I think we've reviewed this one.
We have, yep.
You go buy things from different stores and things. Very neat.
You want to get a bargain.
Laura claims she's never played this, but she has. You've got to like fulfill.
It's been a while.
like career, work, or like love or money or something. You got to like specify what you want to fill up throughout the game and try and aim for those sort of goals while playing it to fill those up.
I can no longer reach any games, so it'll be all from your side, Nathan.
Space Challenger, the computer game that combines far-out technology with high play value. Well, I can tell you that neither of those things are true, because I don't even know if this thing works properly. We've powered it on, and it does random things, but we've never been able to figure it out, so maybe we'll get to that at some point.
It's been sitting around for a little while.
And here, watch out, shield your eyes if you've got a high contrast screen.
This is very bright. It's licking lizards.
So basically, it plays like Snapdragon, where you've got these lizards which you sort of squeeze and they've got sticky tongues, and you've got to catch bugs and things. It's a really cool game.
It's fun.
Yeah.
A good kids, like, all family one.
Yes.
Not too serious, which is great. Next we've got one that Nathan's dropping pieces out of.
Oh, it's heavy, this one.
And a bit awkward because our box doesn't stay closed. It's fireballs.
That's camera, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got little balls that are fireballs. They fly in all directions.
And you've got like little pinball flippers, and you're supposed to keep it away from your side.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah, I'd recommend finding it, but I've never found another copy of it. So
yeah,
that sort of sucks.
We'd probably replace it, I think, if we found a healthier copy rather than one that won't close and stay closed.
Hey there. Hey there. Hey.
So this is the electronic dream phone game. It has an electronic phone that you actually put numbers into and you listen to. And
I know who it is.
Yeah, you've got to figure out, is it who has a crush on you from memory?
So basically it plays like Cluedo.
Yeah.
You got to like deduct who's where and who's not where and who likes what food and things like that.
Yeah,
from that,
the person who has a crush on you really likes this.
Hey, I heard he really likes to hang out at the skate park.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's actually pretty cool. Very 80s, I think it was.
Yeah. The original was 80, like 9 or 88 or something,
So we have Prevent It. We've reviewed this one. It's kind of a medical trivia game.
Some of the questions are dodgy back then and now.
It was meant for kids to educate about like safety and first aid and things, and actually something I really enjoyed as a kid.
So yeah, we have one of our probably worst condition games.
Yeah, it's falling apart.
I can't tell if it's on.
Chicken Out. So it's with Why Did the Chicken Cross the Road game. You're basically going down a highway with a chicken.
And it runs off cars too.
Yeah, good fun.
Not so sorry.
I believe we reviewed that. It's probably one of our older ones though.
another one of my favourite, these looking ones. Oh.
Forbidden Bridge. It's quite a hefty box.
It's got the motorised idle. Well, you push it down and it sort of growls at you. It doesn't actually run off batteries.
It's a bit awkward. It's pretty awesome. One I enjoyed.
You gotta get the gem and get to your boat.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, especially when you've got a few people. Then we have the hunting dogs, which is pretty much Hungry Hippos, but you've got two dogs. Yeah.
One you had when you were younger.
Yeah, I actually did. This is not my copy. Nathan actually found one and was like, "Look at this interesting game," and I'm like, "Yeah, I grew up with that."
It's Candyland. Oh.
This is not our favourite at all.
But our kids like it.
Yes, so, you know, we've got to keep some for the kids.
The kid actually, the eldest one really likes the actual movie, Candyland movie, which is...
Yeah, who knew there was a Candyland movie? Our oldest son is really into board games, by the way. Which is why we have so many...
Whoa.
Oh, little kids ones. Disaster has struck. Bongo Congo, this is, has just leaked out the bottom. We now have yellow balls everywhere. We'll be back after some technical difficulties. Bongo Congo, hopefully we've retrieved all the small balls. I don't know anything about this one, so you're going to have to step in.
You've got to hit his back to get coconuts out. Similar to like a reverse Lupin Louie.
There you go.
There you go.
Alright. Next up we have another kids one, an educational one. It's Let's Feed the Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah, we've got two of the caterpillar ones, don't we?
Yeah, yeah. This one is not too bad. You have to feed your caterpillar to turn him into a butterfly.
The other one's much more irritating.
Yes, it is. Alright. Next, let's not tip this one upside down either. We've got Pigs Might Fly.
It's a massive 3D based one. I'm just thinking if there's any... and it's got like a
price sticker over the good picture.
It's got like a foam ball and you like catch it when the metal ball rolls down, and think of like Mousetrap, I guess, would be close.
Maybe not really. Yeah. Another kids one, we have the Mr. Potato Head Pals game.
It plays like Beetle.
Yep. Or Creepy Critters. You've got to build your Mr. Potato with all the different parts by spinning the right parts on a wheel.
Another Tycho game, same as the Lickin' Lizards. It's grabbing grasshoppers. The grasshoppers have like little like metal like legs and like suckers on them, and when they pop up, you're supposed to catch them in the net.
Yeah.
Pretty neat little game.
Lots of fun, yeah. Lots of laughs when you play that one. Just kind of randomly, we've got the Woolworths, Dominoes. Yeah. It's not even a proper set of dominoes.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Where to put it?
It's the levitating challenge. This one sort of works. I don't think the music works in all the
sound
effect, which is a pity. Like concentrate needs practice. Great wizard. It's cool if you can get it to work and find like little pieces.
Yeah. This is a bit of a newer kind of kids one. Soggy Doggy. You actually put water in it and he shakes water off.
I'll give you a hint. It sucks.
Yeah. It's definitely for little kids. Yeah. Alright, next we have...
We haven't played this one. This is Quests
of the Round Table. It's an adventure card game.
Game Right actually do a whole bunch of these sort of smaller card-based games.
Yeah, we've not given it a go. We can't really say too much about that.
Let us know if you've tried it.
Then we have Lost Cities. I believe there's a 4-player version.
Yeah, we did have the big box version of this, but we obviously didn't need it because we only got 2 people. So
well, at the moment.
Yeah, it plays the same as the big box one. You've got to like get the most amount of treasures and things like that based on what cards you play.
But it's nice and compact.
Yeah.
Here's the other Hungry Caterpillar.
Irritating version that Laura hates playing. I think your mum hates playing this too.
There's a lot of cards in this, and you have to try and find them, which for adults is super easy because it's just about...
animals and stuff.
No, it's about letters of the alphabet.
Oh, I haven't played it because I don't want to.
Yeah, well, you just haven't been here when the kids have played it, so... next up, another one. Oh, that's super heavy. It's Mice and Mystics. There's a lot of stuff in this box.
There's an expansion to this one too.
Yeah, something we haven't really played as of yet.
And I got it cheap. Look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Can't wait to play that one when we get time, which is never, I'm sure.
Yeah, so the reason why we haven't played some, obviously, is, well, we tend to find a lot of them for starters, but also we have 2 little kids, so we can't play some of them with the kids, which makes it harder.
Hogwarts Battle. It's a card-based game. You got to defeat enemies.
And it's cooperative.
Yeah. I like cooperative games because I tend to get a bit competitive when I'm cooperative.
Yeah. This is a really awesome one. We actually liked it so much that we got the expansion, which...
I have yet to play. This is a monster pack or something, I think. So, Very
Hogwarts
cool.
Battle.
If you use
Box of Monsters expansion.
Monsters.
Sure.
If you add all the expansions and things, it can take a very long time to complete.
Yeah, very fun.
Here's one that Ella's got for Christmas this year.
It's
Cam
yeah, it's a chameleons. It kind of like a Hungry Hippos type of thing. They've got little magnets in these bugs.
Or like the licking lizards. Where
Yeah.
you gotta, like sort of suck the bugs in because the bugs are like gummy feeling. So
They're magnetic.
oh, they're magnetic.
Yeah.
I thought they were gummy. Yeah, magnetic, and whoever gets the most bugs wins.
Wins, yeah. Then we have Chuck It Chicken, which turn that way is quite a thick one because it's got
It's 3D.
a tiered kind of playing board where you want to get to the top and the rooster at the top chucks eggs down at you to knock you down.
If you get hit, then they get knocked down.
Yeah.
Now here's one that Laura, I don't think ever actually successfully completed.
Yeah, so this is a Stargate SG-1 board game based on the TV show. I've only played it once, not with Nathan, and we didn't really make it to the end. So I don't know whether we were doing something wrong or it's just really complicated along. Not sure, but definitely not a favourite. So we've got that so we can give it a go
At some time.
Yeah.
That's actually brand new, I think, that version.
Oh, awesome.
Care Bears Warm Feelings. You've got to warm up the rainbow and get rid of ice. It's been reviewed. It was...
It's a kid's one. It's fairly simple, you know.
Yeah, it's Care Bears. It's, what do you expect? Another one we reviewed, Dinosaurs, with the card game, I think.
Revenge of the Dinosaurs. So this is one I grew up with. It's a fairly simple move around the board, don't get eaten by the dinosaur.
But there's some pretty cool 3D dinosaur pieces in it.
Yeah, they're proper dinosaur-shaped pieces.
And here's one that we actually quite like. It's a children's-based game, Race to the Roof. Basically, if you roll a 6, you have to pick up a card and find that object in any room. You find it in the room, then you move to that spot in the house.
Yeah, so that can be good if you move forward. Obviously bad if you find something that's back downstairs.
So yeah, very neat.
We've reviewed that one, I think, as well,
I
actually.
think so.
Yeah.
And here's another one review. A review pile.
Yeah.
McDonald's, Merkin Nuggets and Buddies Masquerade Ball.
Yeah, so this is one where you have to get your top and your bottom, like, costume pieces. Ours is a bit damaged, unfortunately, at the back there. And, yeah, it's a fairly simple one, but nice pieces in it.
We like the McNugget Buddies.
Yeah, they're pretty cool looking. Alright, I've run out of things I can reach, so Nathan, it's all on you with that pile.
Magical Maze. The simple game of twist and turn. So basically, you've got to move your wizard, and there's a thing. Do you
So
the wizard?
the actual maze is underneath the board, so you can't see it. So you have to move him through using a magnet, I believe, and then suddenly he'll not be connected to the magnet if he's hit a wall.
That's your end of your turn. The next person then moves and tries and moves around the maze. It's actually a really cool game.
Yeah,
I just like
very unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, next I can see is hotels.
Jeez, the big one.
This has some cool 3D pieces as well, actually. All the different buildings on there, and you've got to kind of try and build them up. Like I suppose like you would in Monopoly, you want your houses,
There's
hotels.
Monopoly Hotels too, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's completely different. Or is it Monopoly Cities is like this?
Monopoly Cities, I think. A city. Oh, now I've forgotten what it's called. There's so many Monopolies.
Yeah, so this is actually a fairly expensive game. I think they did re-release it many years ago, but you can't actually get it at the moment, so that's disappointing.
Yeah, it is a cool one. It's quite a big box, though, compared to the average.
Oh,
Then we have Masterpiece, the art auction game. You have to bid on artworks, and you want to try and collect the $1 million painting.
Or bluffing and trying to sell your forgeries.
Yeah, you don't want to get the forgeries.
3 players or more though, so we haven't really been able to play it too much, unfortunately.
Yeah, awesome game though. Well, I've actually played it a lot because I had it growing up, so.
Squatter.
This is an awesome game. If you don't know, a squatter for Australia is someone who had sheep and things like that.
Yeah, like big plots of land. And
Not a squatter as in they've taken over your house or squatted somewhere they should.
No, so basically you got to upgrade your pastures and get the maximum amount of sheep, and whoever does that wins. Laura's favourite space is the drought space.
Oh, don't get me started on the drought. We have the Key to the Kingdom. So this one has a pretty unique fold-out board. So it starts folded up, I think, and then you fold it out as you get to the whirlpool.
But you can also get crushed by the board if it folds back in, and
yeah,
a lot of things going on in it. But I don't think it was that great to play.
It's not our favourite. I think a lot of people do enjoy it though. It's a pretty popular one. Yeah.
Oh.
Game of Knowledge. It's quite heavy. It's got a lot of cards. We also have
the expansion card
kit
in there with the additional cards.
You basically travel through the solar system.
And we've all got like heroes and villains, books and trivia, movies.
There's different categories per planet section that you're in. Obviously, the trivia is a bit outdated at the moment, though. So we're just going to bring forward the back pile.
The video, it goes on.
It does. So we've got some of, I guess, our smaller ones here. You're going to start on that side. So we've got a bunch of Lord of the Rings ones. I think I've mentioned I'm a huge fan.
It's Risk. It's Lord of the Rings.
It's just the Lord of the Rings version of Risk, which is a pretty common game, I would think.
Yeah. Look, it's Stratego. Lord of the Rings Trilogy Edition.
Yeah, so it's the Trilogy Edition. I think there's other editions, like Lord of the Rings versions of Stratego as well. And it's the only Stratego we have.
Look, it's Trivial Pursuit. Lord of the Rings Edition. Trilogy.
DVD Trivial Pursuit. There's also a Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit floating around, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, it's a big gold box or something.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen that in our pile, so I don't know where that is.
Look, it's Zelda Yahtzee.
Yeah, so it comes in a cool, like, little chest. The dice are different colours, so...
Yahtzee.
But yeah, it just plays the same as Yahtzee.
It's the Harry Potter Quidditch card game with random stickers on the front.
Yeah, so they're not meant to be there. There's actually a cartoon sort of drawing of Harry. It's a reasonable game, not...
I can't remember it.
Not our favourite.
One of those, like, newspaper Hungry Hippos. It's a tiny little baby one.
Yeah, these are just light, cheap versions of these.
Boggle and Battleship of the same sort of version. Mm-hmm. I'm not allowed to play Battleship with Laura anymore.
Nathan cheated when we first played Battleship when we were dating. I say no to that.
Hey, that's my fish. Haven't played this one yet. It's something about getting the most amount of fish without getting stuck on floating off ice.
Yeah, it's a new one that we just picked up, which is why we haven't played it just yet.
And a pretty neat card game. Man bites dog. You've got to you get dealt a
hand of cards.
Hand cards.
Yep.
And you've got to make a headline that actually makes grammatical sense, and based on that, you get points.
Yeah, so it might be man bites dog, or there's some weird ones. Oh, there you go.
Psychic tot snubs prez.
Ooh. Then we have another new addition for us, the Back to the Future, the card game. I can't tell you anything about that.
Neither can I. And here we have ones we have reviewed on the channel, haven't we?
Yeah, a fair while ago. So
they're like mini travel Barbie games.
Yes, we've got Barbie, Pretty Party, Ultimate Vacation, and Cool Jobs.
The Pretty Party one's the best, obviously.
That's my favourite. I think they were from Franklin's, a supermarket that is no longer around,
Good
and
old
I've never seen them anywhere else.
Barrel of Monkeys. It's monkeys. They're in a barrel.
Yeah.
It's a barrel of monkeys.
I actually used to have a Ninja Turtles version of that
cool.
with Ninja Turtles. Yeah. This was actually for 2019 at Kmart in Australia as one of their
novelty gifts,
Secret Santa sort of gifts and things like that. We haven't played it yet. We picked it up on clearance after Christmas.
Another one we've actually reviewed.
Yeah, Minecraft card game.
It's a unique, a novel attempt at a card game. It was okay.
We liked it. I don't know what Nathan's talking about.
okay.
I thought it was great. You don't have to like Minecraft to enjoy it either, which is a plus.
Dodge a Dinosaur. It's the last one to get eaten wins, I think. Isn't that the name of this
Basically,
one?
don't get eaten, yeah.
It's a kids-based game, so...
I would say not one of the better Ravensburger games, though, unfortunately.
It's a little bit.
Yeah. Then we have Feed the Kitty. We're actually missing the instructions, so I'm not going to say too much. You want to have mice left at the end of the game,
It's another game right game.
It uses dice, so not technically a board game, I suppose.
What do you meme? Whole bunch of meme cards, and I think you got to put words to it and you score points. I think it's for 3 or more players, so you haven't really played it that much, to be honest.
No, we'll have to get a board game night going with friends.
Another one of those novelty Secret Santa gifts.
From Kmart in Australia, yeah. This was from the previous year, I think, as well. And then we have...
We've just reviewed Rio. One of their little travel games. Extremely easy and simple, but actually quite a fun little distraction.
Yeah. Then we have one I got for Christmas, I think.
Yeah.
The Hobbit and Unexpected Journey. It's a card game, but you've got like gems and counters. We clearly haven't played it. Yeah, we'll have to give it a go and review it at some point.
Now this is one that's been around for a while. I've heard a lot about it, but we've never actually played it. It's the, was it Millie Boons?
Millbournes.
The classic auto race card game.
Looks really interesting.
But we just haven't had a chance to play it, unfortunately, so that's on our to-do list.
So here we reach the Carcassonne, I think is how you say it. I could be totally wrong there. I apologise if I've got it wrong. We have, hang on. Hang on. We'll just move these ones. The base game is down here at the bottom.
It's based on tiles, and you've got like farmers and thieves and knights and whatever else to score points and capture roads and things.
Depends on where you put your followers and what sort of things for the city or roads you complete. There's a lot of expansions to this game, and we have quite a few.
So the Princess and the Dragon.
That's expansion 3. We won't go into the expansions too much.
In there, that's expansion 5. Under the Big Top, expansion
10. I believe that is the latest one, maybe?
One of the latest, yeah.
This is our least favourite, the Tower, which is expansion 4. It has a nice stand to actually put all the tiles in, though. I quite like that.
This one is not a duplicate. I found it in an op shop. It's just got additional random tiles in it we can use to boost.
Yeah, so there's just... We bought it for extra tiles, and it's not actually the Tower in the box either.
Inns and Cathedrals.
I believe that's number 1, the first expansion.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And Bridges, Castles, and Bazaars.
That's number 8. Each one of them adds just a different type of tile, as well as sometimes extra followers and an extra element to the game.
This is a mini one.
When you play with all of them, it takes quite a while. So they are something we want to review, but it just takes a little bit longer. So
and then there's a whole bunch of mini ones.
Yeah.
This is The Messenger, number 2.
The second mini one, yeah.
Very hard to find.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, and they're not cheap when you do find them, because most of them are not in our country, and everyone wants a lot of money for shipping. So that's why we've only got one.
Oh, ready, steady, cook.
All right, so a really uniquely shaped one here. It's based on the cooking TV show, not the Australian version. I'm assuming the British version.
I assume so, yeah.
I don't know how the board game plays.
We haven't played it. It's a trivia-based game, I believe.
Yeah, a bit of an odd one. I mean, it's a cooking show, so...
Yeah, BBC TV, 94-98.
Yeah, there you go.
Players 4 to unlimited.
Interesting.
Unlimited, huh?
So the next one here is very different. It's round, and this is not cardboard. It's actually a plastic box,
it's about
I suppose.
Buying... it's about getting movies and like getting it through and getting it produced and hiring actors.
Yeah, running like a movie theatre sort of thing. Yeah.
Very, very cool. The container's sucking me in.
Yeah, it's like a film... what do you call them? Film canister, thank you.
Cops and rubbers.
This is another good one. You've got to catch Slippery Sid. He moves around during the game to different hideouts, and you've got to work out where he is.
What colour, location, and what location he's in. Yeah, pretty cool one. Recommended with more than 2 players, though.
Yeah, it makes it just that bit more exciting. Then, can't reach. We have a stock market game. Probably not our favourite. It's a little bit slower paced than some of the things we like to play.
But I can see how some people would like it, though.
Yeah, it's basically about the stock market and how, stocks go up and down, making money off them.
Oh, and here's the boring game.
So this is Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers board game. We don't actually have the Fellowship and the Return of the King versions. You've got to use cards to basically move through the course of the movie. Nathan hates this game.
So does your mum.
Yeah, my mum does too. So someone plays as Mordor and someone plays as the Fellowship. Everyone else, I should say, plays as the Fellowship, and that's the part Nathan doesn't like, that he got stuck as the Fellowship.
Boo. Now what do we do next? Game of Life or Monopolies? We'll have to figure it out.
It's Monopoly time.
Yeah, we've got a few Monopolies and a couple of Opoly's.
Well, let's start with the Opoly's. We actually had a whole bunch more of these, but we did get rid of quite a few when we moved house, because we had to kind of downgrade. Mind you, we've got heaps of board games again now, but Bibleopoly.
It's a biblical game of fun and faith. It's hilarious, especially the flood card or something, or destruction card or something.
It's a little bit broken in some parts. We're not religious, if you are that, maybe this is for you, but the actual gameplay itself is the problem with this one.
Go meditate, which is the go to jail. It's just like a clip art hand.
Yeah, it's very odd. It does have a few things that are unique to that game, so I applaud them for that. But yeah. Chocolate-opoly. It's a Monopoly type game, but it's themed for chocolate.
And as per usual, it's just clip art central.
My favourite thing in all of these is the pieces.
They
They really go above and beyond for the pieces in these. Alright, onto our huge Monopoly collection.
Monopoly, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger's Tide.
On Stranger Tides, yeah. We won't say too much about a lot of these. Most of them are just...
reskins.
The same game, but reskin to whatever theme it might be. If it has different gameplay, we will mention it.
Las Vegas edition. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
I don't know where I got that. I'm sure to get
I can't remember either. This is the Star Wars Limited Collector's Edition. There's also another Star Wars version, and this one had collectible coins inside.
I will say the older versions of Monopoly, I think, are much better made. The new ones are a bit more sort of mass-produced. They're not quite as nice.
I agree with that. This is the Coca-Cola version.
Upside down.
Upside down.
You know.
Oh, Nathan. There you go. Nice. This one we actually got as a wedding present. I know that might sound weird to people, but we love board games, and our friends knew that, so...
It's Nintendo Monopoly.
Very cool. These are more collectible for us. As you can see, a lot of them are still sealed. We don't play
most
them.
Of them play the sort of same. This is the Hobbit one.
Specifically from An Unexpected Journey.
I have seen an open copy of this, and it's not very good.
Yeah.
Compared to some other ones.
Some others are themed better, is what you're getting at.
Yeah. We got this one on our honeymoon in America.
Yeah, Major League Baseball edition. I don't know much about baseball, but it's not one you would ever find here in Australia. No. Then this one does have different gameplay. It's my first Monopoly for obviously little kids to kind of get into the world of Monopoly.
You bop his head and he talks to you and tells you what to do and things.
Yeah, so he's in his little car. He drives around. So that's one that we kept for our kids.
Oh, be careful to get a splinter on this one.
Yeah, this is a pretty unique version. It's Indiana Jones. It's in an actual crate instead of a cardboard box.
Paid a lot for this for a board game, but it's well worth it, of course.
Yeah, really cool pieces in this one as well. But again, it is just Monopoly. It's just how it looks that attracted us to that one.
Here we have The Legend of Link, Adventure of Zelda.
Now I'm going to try and say it wrong. The Legend of Zelda. That's a newer one. It's only in the past sort of few years.
It's also one of those, like The Hobbit. It's not quite as good as some of the other ones out there. But
next we have Marvel Comics. I think there's a few different Marvel versions. Yeah. I think this is the only one we've got though at the moment.
Based on I love the old comic artwork.
The comics rather than like the movies. Yeah. This is a bit of an odd one for us to have found. It's the Lancashire edition, obviously with all different places and things from Lancashire.
And it looks like a regular Monopoly board, still the properties are different.
Which I can tell you right now, we are nowhere in Lancashire right now.
Look, it's another Hobbit one. This one's The Desolation of Smuggle.
Yes, oh, you can see us. Hello. I think this one's a bit nicer. I like the darker design.
The darker design lends itself better.
And some of the pieces are the weapons, so I quite like that. Then we have the Lord of the Rings Trilogy edition.
And it's a really nice box.
It is. I really like the design of this. And this is one I bought when it originally came out as well.
And this one, compared to like the Hobbit one, because it's a lot older, is a lot nicer.
Yeah, it's got a lot of interesting pieces for like the hotels and houses and things like that. This one I just got for Christmas last year, which is Monopoly Drill Cut.
Obviously, everyone knows Drill Cut, the company. It's some sort of
engineering or building company. Yeah.
It's a weird one. I'm sure we'll review it at some point.
There's a few company ones we have. You'll see as we go. This one plays differently. It's Monopoly Cheaters Edition. You're encouraged to cheat, but if you get caught, you get handcuffed to the board.
We didn't like this one because A, we're both hyper vigilant about each other cheating because I normally cheat regularly.
You try
B,
to.
It wasn't very good, which is a bummer because I really wanted it to be good. Laura's just looking at the tennis, by the way.
Yeah, we've got the tennis on in the background. It's the Australian Open, so that'll tell you when we're filming this.
So yeah, we've got the nice stained yellow Monopoly. This is the regular general Monopoly.
Yep, normal version of Monopoly for us here in Australia. It's yellow because it used to sit on a shelf next to a window.
It's a really horrible looking colour, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't have anywhere else to put it at the time. I've had that one for many years.
Oh, yeah.
But wait, there's more. So this is a much newer one. It's Monopoly Pizza Game. This one plays differently and it looks like a pizza box. It's all about getting the different pizza slices and different types of pizza.
I found that I went bankrupt, but you can't go bankrupt, so you go around just bumming pizza over everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. Then here's another one of the company ones I was mentioning.
Mazda.
Yep, which is a car brand for anyone who may not know.
It's basically you go around buying different models of cars. That's it. There's only things.
Same sort of gameplay. Yep. This is the Monopoly Here and Now The World Edition because there was a few Here and Nows. Yeah. So this one has the deal timer, and it had worldwide sort of pieces.
Randomly selected, by the way.
Yes, there was
interesting.
Yeah, so there was 24 in total, but you didn't get all of them in the box. You got 6, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Brighton and Hove.
Yeah, so another one of the place ones.
And it's the same thing, just
different places, obviously. Then same thing with this. It's the Victorian Charity Edition.
Luna Park.
We're actually in Victoria, so this one's a lot closer to home, and we know all of these places.
This one was expensive to buy now. It was one that wasn't
Oh.
available for a long time.
Okay.
So,
There you go.
I've got The Simpsons.
The electronic version.
Yeah, I don't really like electronic versions of any of the Monopolies. I find it a bit more cumbersome than anything, but it's a really nicely themed one. If you're going to go for any sort of licensed one.
Yeah, lots of cool Simpsons references.
Yes.
Alright, so next we have another company one. This is based on Maya, the department store. And it's all Maya related things.
It's all different Maya stores around the country.
Yeah, their locations, which is a bit weird.
Speaking of locations...
Yeah. So this one is Bunnings. It's a hardware store here in Australia and New Zealand, I think, as well.
We've reviewed this one on our channel.
We have. And again, it's the store locations around the board. So, yeah, bit of an odd one. Then we have the Melbourne edition, which is right where we are right now. We haven't opened this one because it's actually a fairly new... newly
and there's
released
really no
one.
reason to, because we've got the stained yellow one to play.
Yeah, this is a collectible for us, like I said. This is probably our newest Monopoly.
I think so. It's one that angers me, but, you know, for obvious reasons.
Monopoly for Millennials. So this one does have different gameplay. We haven't opened it yet. I just got this for Christmas last year. And it's about...
Experiences
Yeah.
rather than owning things.
Yes, experiences rather than money.
Because you can't afford it anyway.
Yeah, so lots of millennial references in that one.
Very punchable.
We will review that when we eventually get to it. Yep. This one is The Block. So this is based on the TV show The Block. You could actually,
version, yeah.
yep, you could actually win one of the apartments that they built on the show. Yeah, your chance to win.
A lot of people. This was $90, I think, when it came out.
It was really expensive because it had essentially a raffle ticket.
Yeah, and a lot
involved.
of people bought it just for a ticket, and there's a whole bunch of second-hand ones online without a ticket.
Yeah, because that's all people wanted, but we just wanted the board game itself. Then we have Monopoly Back to the Future Trilogy Edition. Big Back to the Future fans. You are
I am.
more so than me,
I like the
yeah.
box, but yet again, like the Hobbit, it's a bit lazy, I think, with some of the...
The pieces are pretty cool, though.
pieces
Yeah,
are cool.
again, they're always pretty fun in them.
Here's a nicely themed one.
Yeah, we reviewed this just last year. So this is the Christmas edition with Christmas-themed pieces, and you can, you know, buy like holly and instead of a
And it's weird, the
property.
orange properties are the only three religious ones, which we thought was a bit strange. But
Yeah.
there you go.
Then we have another company one, Officeworks. It's a
It's
stationery
stationery.
store. Yep,
This
and
is-
again, it's got their locations just like the other
This one's
store
actually
ones.
got photos of them rather than...
So does the Bunnings one, actually.
I think the Maya one didn't, though.
No, it had the state shapes
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Monopoly Millionaire, this one plays differently.
Yep, so first person to earn 1 million wins.
I don't think this one was very fun to play, from what I recall. I haven't played in a while. It was
So
one of them.
when we've played this, it's gone pretty quick. So this is definitely not a longer, drawn-out Monopoly.
Do you think he's a millennial?
I don't know. Then we have one of the other Star Wars ones, the Saga Edition.
Which is another nice set. The box is actually metallic.
I think there's several
And
versions.
those
We've
are
got two.
really nice pieces, like moving pieces.
Yeah, they are. They're nicely designed. Lots of detail in those ones, which is great. Then we have the Tropical Typhoon DVD game. So this one does indeed play differently
Tycoon,
as
not
well.
Typhoon.
What did I say? Typhoon. Tropical Tycoon, yeah.
I wouldn't want to go there if it's a Typhoon.
No, I don't know where that came from.
It plays similar like Nightmare Atmosphere. The DVD will then prompt you to do certain things at random
Yep.
intervals, and it's a neat one.
I like it, actually. It's a really enjoyable... It's still Monopoly, but in a couple of different ways.
See? Gee.
Yeah.
It's with the original Pokemon Monopoly. They've re-released one that you can get these days. This is the one back in the day from the original anime/cartoon. Pretty cool. Plays the same though as...
I'm not a huge fan of that one. The pieces are Pokemon, which...
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the kind of metal look pieces in most of the other ones.
Heavy one.
Monopoly Live. It has like an infrared, is it?
Yes.
Sort of machine in the middle, tower in the middle. And you've got to cover parts on the board to interact with the electronic device.
There's a new one out that's it's voice activated.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of that.
We don't have that one yet,
We'll get it.
unfortunately.
Get that one back.
Now,
Oh.
the next one. This is incredible, and it's big, and it's heavy, and it was expensive.
So they ran, I think, some sort of
A vote.
a survey or a vote about what new
was a vote,
tokens should
yeah.
be implemented in the new version with the new version of Monopolies, and they released this one, which had all of them.
Yeah, so it had all 64 token options inside. So we've got it open, haven't we? We can...
I think so. Yeah.
No, yes?
Yeah.
Has 64 all different tokens. So most of these are only in this version of the game.
Well, now, what else is for 64? Oh, that's right. Nintendo 64.
Yeah, okay. Really cool. We bought this. I really wanted to have the one with the tokens because they're one of my favourite parts of the Monopoly game.
Pardon me, it wasn't too expensive considering...
It was pretty expensive.
Pretty expensive.
Compared to your average Monopoly. And you also can't buy it anymore, I don't think.
No,
it was a fairly short
limited.
run. Yeah. Next, we have another one that plays differently. It is Monopoly Empire. So this one has all like big brand names in it, as you can see, like McDonald's.
The aim is to basically fill up your little brand meter full of brands, and whoever fills it up first wins.
Yep.
And you do that by landing on different spaces and playing some different cards and things like that. So
there's a couple of different releases of this as well that have different companies in it. So
and different coloured tokens.
Yeah. So we've got obviously the one with
the gold ones, but there's also a silver one.
Yeah.
Possibly even a third one. I can't remember.
I'm not sure. We've only got this version of it. And then we have Monopoly Here and Now World Edition, but this is the newer one. And this one was the one powered by BuzzFeed, the website.
Shall I go get the ye old... Oh no, we've still got more Monopolies.
I don't know where Nathan's going. We've got more Monopolies over here off to the side. Next we have Monopoly Hotels, where you actually have physical plastic pieces that build up your hotel. And we've just recently reviewed this one on the channel.
So check it out if you want to see exactly how it works.
Totally different gameplay.
Totally different.
Yeah. We also have a very, very old Monopoly here, a very small, compact version.
Yeah, so this is one of the versions which the board was sold separately.
Yeah.
You couldn't get the board with this one.
So this just has...
wooden houses and things like that.
Oh, I don't want to tip it all out. Yeah, very old money, very old
lead
deed cards.
Pieces, so...
And hang on, I was trying to grab them out. Yeah, wooden pieces. Very, very cool. Again, I'm the Monopoly collector in the family, so...
I'm the Monopoly now.
Are you? We then have just another normal
But it's a little
version.
baby version.
Yeah, I guess a more compact sort of travel version. Then, hang on, this one's a bit heavier. We have...
the Y2K or /2000 Monopoly.
Yeah, the Millennium Edition, which is in a big, heavy tin.
So the actual board is metallic.
Nathan has no idea what he's saying. There you go.
It's not going to focus, but yeah.
And it's got little see-through, see-through plastic pieces.
And they're all like, ultra-modern cars and super cycles and things like that, like on Tron.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool one. A bit hilarious now, to be honest.
We've also got a really big one, so let me just get this.
Which we've reviewed.
We have reviewed this, yes. It is the Monopoly Platinum Edition. You can see it's huge compared to the other ones.
And the board itself has got like plastic around the side, so it doesn't fold or anything. That's why the box is so big.
It's as big as the box.
It's an adult collectible, apparently.
It is, yeah. So everything in it is, I guess, that little bit more fancy, you know, looking.
I didn't pay full price just, but I think it was pretty expensive when it came out.
Yeah, it is quite a big version, so I could certainly see that. Now let's move on to the Game of Life. Game of Life.
Live the life.
So we have the Game of Life Express, which entirely uses dice.
Which is actually a really cool one.
Yeah, you have to get different combinations of things on the dice. We have reviewed it on the channel if you want to check that out. Then we have quite a few Game of Life versions that play differently, actually. This is the Game of Life Fame Edition, where it's all about being famous with like limo and filling your entourage and things like that. It's not one we've played very often. I think we brought that back from America.
I think that was an American one, yeah. We couldn't really get it in Australia.
This is the Anniversary 40th Edition, which to me is the normal version of Game of Life. It's the first one I ever bought and ever played. There are other older ones which do have slightly different bits and pieces, but this to me is
it's
the
like
normal
Payday.
one.
Every single version of Payday or Game of Life has some sort of tweak to the rules.
Yeah. Then we have an electronic one, the Game of Life Twists and Turns. So you have like the electronic banking, and then this is about, do you want to earn, learn, live,
do you
or
think they're
love?
Millennials?
I don't know. What does this have to do with millennials?
Do they own property?
I don't know. I actually really like the Twists and Turns. It's a good fun one, yeah.
One of the rare electronic ones I'll play.
Yeah. The Game of Life 75th Anniversary, The Wizard of Oz Collector's Edition. That's a mouthful and a half, isn't it?
This was an irritating one to play. There was a whole bunch of extra things to do in it, and most of them are pointless.
Yeah, I love The Wizard of Oz. It's one of my favourite movies, so that's kind of I guess, why I got this one, but
It didn't play...
it is very different. Yeah, there's quite a few different bits and pieces to that one. So another thing that we'll review at some point. Then our son got this one for Christmas, The Game of Life Junior. It's really not the game of life.
It's really not.
You go around the board getting stars from experiencing things. It's very simple because obviously it is a kid's version.
But it...
It's fine for kids, yeah. It's not one that we would kind of play without our kids. We wouldn't play it just you and I.
No, we would not.
This is another, I guess, kind of... standard version, but yeah, it has some different rules to the other one. I don't love this box because it has the hole in the front where the spinner would normally sit.
It's a bit silly, isn't it? It's Game of Life. We actually also had we had Pirates of the Caribbean and SpongeBob at one point, but I think we got rid of them.
We did get rid of them.
But we have reviewed them.
We have reviewed them. They're up on the channel as well. On to the next ones. All right, on to some Lord of the Rings board games.
Which we definitely didn't forget to put in.
No, you may be seeing this in the middle of the video. This is not when we filmed it, but shh. All right, so we have the board game of J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. No idea if I've said his name right, but this one is actually one of my favourite Lord of the Rings board games. It's based on the novels rather than the movies.
I think the ones based on the movies aren't quite as good as the ones based on the novels, personally.
Yeah, so this one depends on which expansion. I think you can kind of play. It's kind of cooperative, kind of not. Depends on which one you play. So that's that's the base game, and then I've got 3 expansions, which I think is all 3. So hang on, let me go with the
trivial
expansions. So I've got the Battlefields expansion. I don't. That was kind of one of the ones I got a lot later, so I haven't played a lot of that one. But each one adds just a different element into the original base game.
It also adds a lot more time needed to play.
Yeah, so these can get quite long and they are quite hard. So this is the Friends and Foes expansion. I think that might have been the first expansion I got for the game. Yeah, so it adds like a different board for a different location.
It says can only play with the conjunction with the main game, hence being the first expansion.
They weren't particularly easy to find. So I grew up in a kind of country town and I actually bought these originally when they came out. And nowhere near me sold them. I had to actually order them online. So
interestingly, this is for 3 to 6 players. This expansion.
So this is the Sauron expansion. Again, it adds different elements, different cards, things like that, and they all have their own unique things. Some of them are better than others. Well, hang on. Actually, so then we have The Hobbit, which I believe is its own base game from memory. It's been a while since I've played these ones, but this is also based on the novel, so it kind of goes with the other ones.
This is well before the 3-part Hobbit
It's not that far before, actually. They were released about the same time.
Really?
Yeah. So the base game's from the year 2000, so...
This one?
No, the base game of Lord of the Rings, yeah. So this one has a very different kind of looking board to the Lord of the Rings ones. But you just go through the Hobbit, obviously.
I don't recall playing that one.
I don't think you've played that one, no. Then we have another Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit, or maybe the first one you're seeing in this video, depends on where it goes in.
Whoa.
So this is just not a DVD one, a regular board one, and it's the Trilogy edition, yes.
And like usual, the pieces and all the components are really quite nice in it.
Yeah, so they're like pewter sort of look pieces. They're very heavy, which is really nice. But otherwise, this one just plays like normal Trivial Pursuit.
I don't play it with Laura because my knowledge of Lord of the Rings is inferior to Laura's.
Look, I'm a huge fan, but even I struggle with some of the questions in that. They're difficult.
Did you say Lord of the Rings Monopoly?
No.
Inflatable Monopoly.
Yeah, so this is just a regular Monopoly, but yeah, you can blow it up. The board inflates. You've got to kind of hook your cards into these little bits at the side. We picked this up secondhand, and I'll be honest, we haven't inflated it yet, so
the aim is to actually review this on this channel.
Yes.
But there's quite a bit of setup involved and things to getting it ready.
Yeah, normally we film up here on this table, and we would not be able to inflate this up there and still be able to see the top to play, so kind of makes it awkward.
I'm interested to know if anyone's got any of those other ones.
Yeah, so also available is Candyland, Scrabble, which I think will be awkward playing on inflatable.
Chutes and Ladders.
A Ouija board, and Clue. So, yeah.
We have card games, can't you see?
We still have more board games to check out in a minute, but we thought we'd just have a look at the card games so we could move them out of our way. So we have Monopoly Deal here in this little case. I think we have another version.
I think it's like an airport one or something.
Yeah, here it is. We have the Airline Edition 2 from Singapore Airlines.
That was nice of them, wasn't it?
Kind of a card game version of Monopoly. There's a few different
versions. Well, in fact, there's
yeah.
one just there, but we'll get to that.
We have AFL Footy Feud,
We've
which we've reviewed.
that.
These are actually little scratch-off cards, like a scratchy sort of thing. We play kind of a version of Monopoly. We're actually going to review that soon. If we haven't already, maybe that's just gone up. I'm not sure. Then we have here a Monopoly pinball game pen where it's Monopoly themed.
They had a whole range of those. Not just Monopoly.
They're pretty hard to find these days, yeah. We have just some regular playing cards that are Angry Birds.
Yes,
Star
I got
Wars
those. We got those from our honeymoon in America.
Yeah. Then we have Ocean's 13. I think they're just regular.
But they're translucent.
Cards. Hang on, let me just open it up.
Whoa.
There you go, just to show you a couple of the
That's pretty
cards.
cool.
They are very cool. Yep. And now they're spilling out everywhere. I'll just put that down for a minute.
Here we have some Mayro Uno.
That's a newer one. That's a fairly modern.
It's got some sort of Mario rule, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, again, we have so many. We'll get to them eventually.
Uno 99.
Oh no 99.
Oh no.
So that's from the makers of Uno or Uno.
I can't remember it.
Yeah, there's a few different ones. We've played a few
Bombo,
of them.
I think.
So yeah, I get them mixed up a bit, so I won't say too much. Then we have Monopoly the card game, which plays differently, I believe, to
That's an older
Monopoly
version
Deal.
too, I think, as well.
Yeah. We've got just a
Canasta.
canasta. There's for some reason a paper chance in there. I don't know why that's there.
Are these Assassin's Creed dice or something? Fighting dice
I think
from
they
like
were
Loot
from
Crate?
Loot Crate. Yeah, they're like rock, paper, scissors dice.
I don't know why we've got that.
Yeah, we've just got some
Playing
regular
cards.
cards. We've got Alpha Beta crossword building
From like the
card
40s or
game.
something.
Yeah, that's definitely an old design there.
Skippo Jr. with weird animals.
Yeah, I don't really like the design of the cards, but we kept this because our eldest will be 5 this year, so hopefully we'll be able to teach him Skippo.
Cheat him it.
You're not cheap.
There's Billionaire, but just the regular version rather than like the boxed one we had.
Yes, this is the one I had growing up. Also, don't mind if you can see our PowerPoint and cords and things in the background. We have a Farmyard Snap, which is literally what it sounds like. Snap, yep. Down the bottom here there is Scrabble cards, which I didn't mind. It's still about kind of spelling things, so not really Nathan's cup of tea.
But at least you could take that in like the car or to a holiday or something without taking on board.
Then there's the Game of Life Adventures.
Which is a pretty cool one.
Yeah, so the more you experience them, the more likely you are to win the game. They've got obviously number values. Yeah, really nice one. We'll have to review that at some point. Then we have Boomer, which is the other one you mentioned
Which is a pretty cool one. That one, I like that one.
Alright, we'll just turn this around because this actually has things on the other side too. Okay, so we've got some spare dice of all different sorts.
We've actually got way more spares than that, by the way.
These are just a few we kind of tucked in. These are just a homemade thing. Then we have just Monopoly, but playing cards.
I think they came out of a show bag.
Yeah, I think they might have as well. We have our actual just regular set of Uno or Uno.
Old set, that one. Regular playing cards.
A few more sets of just regular playing
Egyptian cards.
Yeah, so these just have an Egyptian design, but just a regular deck of cards.
They came out of the Blu-ray Batman set.
Yeah, based on the 60s TV show.
That's it.
Yep. Mind you, there's 44 cards in there, so that's not a proper set of cards. They're just in here. Another regular deck. We've got quite a few. I don't really know why. We just sort of kept them just in case we ever needed them, I suppose.
EB Games card. I think I got that when it was Christmas and I went in and I'm like, can I have a deck of cards? And like, yep, here's your deck of cards.
This is a Yahtzee roller. So you can actually push these in, shake them, and then if you push the back up, that's how you keep. Like, say you want to keep 2, and then whatever.
It didn't work very well. I better just roll on regular dice, to be honest.
It's just unique, which is why we held on to it.
Batman and Superman Uno includes a Batman and Superman rule.
Special rule.
5 Alive, which I really like, but I don't think Laura's played before.
No, I've never played, so I've got nothing to say on that one.
And Dominions.
Yeah, and a regular set of dominoes. Okay.
Almost near the end.
This is the last pile. So we have quite a few here we haven't played. This is kind of our, I guess, picked up recently.
And haven't
sort of
sorted
pile.
them. King of Tokyo. Whoop.
Yep. I don't really know anything about it.
I think he plays giant monsters. I've heard good
If you
things
say
about
so.
it. I picked it up on the cheap, so I thought I'd give it a whirl.
Then we have... Oh, this one is...
This one fell over in the garage.
Yeah, I can see that. Garfield
Garfield
Snack
Snack
Attack. This is one I've seen online. I've not played, but it looks really awesome. I'm not a huge Garfield fan, but just the food element. I think they're cute and quirky.
Good old Garfield.
Then we have the Young Talent Time game, which has a lovely cassette over there.
Oh, we'll be getting to this one soon.
1 hour of pre-recorded cassette
I
tape.
believe it's trivia based.
Then we have, Cyclotron. So this is an educational cycling one. There's a review up on the channel
It's
if
a
you want to see more.
vinyl mat as the board. Which
Yeah.
is interesting, and it's quite an interesting take. I wouldn't learn anything from it, let's just say that.
Then we have Trust Me, the game of hot tips and cold cash.
It wasn't very fun.
It's about bluffing. You want to try and lead people to invest in things.
But the problem is, with only 2 people, it was just easy to just not. And
Yeah, well, you can play with 2 people. I would say definitely go for 3 or 4 in that one. Then this one is based on The Bill, the TV show, and it's lower. It's just called The Bill.
yeah,
So another one we haven't played.
you got to catch the criminals.
Then we have The Lord of the Rings. Whoa, that
The
was too
card
hard.
game.
Card game.
Didn't we already have a card game?
Oh, maybe
Right.
we've got 2 of these.
We'll have to look back through the
I
video.
don't know. Yeah. Oh, gee, I'm second guessing now.
It's not the fancy flight game, so it takes forever.
We have Take Cover, which is about literally a game about taking out insurance. It does not play particularly well,
Yeah, it
so
sucks.
probably not one we'll keep after we review it.
Lose Your Shirt. It's about gambling. You know,
At the races,
the
yeah.
racer with his plastic horses in there, and
Yeah, some interesting little pieces in that one. Then we have a very old game, India and Puss in the Corner, Johnny Jumps and Railroad game.
it's one of those 4-in-1 sort of things.
Yeah, very old fashioned. Also got water damaged, unfortunately.
No thanks to us. In the garage.
If you're over on our vlog channel, you'll have seen that.
Oh.
Then we have Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego.
You got to
and
find Where in Time she is.
funny that, yeah. So exactly the same. It's like the board game version of,
The game.
yeah, essentially, yeah.
And we don't have the instructions for it. I can't find it online. If anyone's got the instructions for us, let us know.
Yeah, that would be great. And our last one is Championship Tennis Game.
Which
so,
we recently reviewed on the channel.
Yeah, I'm a huge tennis fan, and this is very unique for a board game.
Very unique.
You don't move around anything.
No, it's all dials and things, so yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's our huge collection. Maybe if I'm keen, you'll see numbers on the screen counting exactly how many
that's very
things we
keen.
had. I don't know. If you enjoyed watching this video, give us a thumbs up. Let us know down below which games you want to see us review sooner rather than later.
Or which games you grew up with, or which games you're interested in anything
Well,
about board games.
Do you have any other games to recommend to us based on what we've said we like here today? Maybe you're like, how can you not have this or that or whatever?
We
I don't know.
have an original Monopoly though.
Well, of course. Hit that subscribe button and check back soon. We have our board game reviews every single Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching.
Bye bye.